Alright guys, this video I'm going to cover FARSIGHT. Commander FARSIGHT, his new model and the old model. Fully magnetizing these guys. So we're going to start with the old model. So basically, as you know, those legs come all as one piece, combined at the bottom. His arm and hand are fixed. So I went ahead and glued magnet in here, 3x3, 3x3 for his head, 3x3 for his arm, a 3x3 in his arm, 3x3 in the pelvis, and each side for his legs. So we go ahead and slice the leg, put a 3x3 in there. You can heat this up to move it around. Don't try to bend it until you heat it up, but you can do all kind of new positioning for that. So now, FARSIGHT, you never see that. Now you could go in further and make a bending on his knee, but because of the size of the model, like the crisis suits, I'm keeping it like that because he's basically a crisis suit. This is the one you slice off as well, and then you 3x3 on there. His head. There we go. His arm is fixed, and just one 3x3 here. But what I did is I cut his wrist, his hand, like the cold star. And then I put a 3x3 millimeter for his new wrist, drilled a 3x3 millimeter into his hand like the cold star battle suit. And let's see here. So I took off the original, cut it, and then I put a magnet here on the honor blade. So now that can move around. With this, he's literally doing the new pose. On his arm is all fixed 90 degrees with his flamer, and then he looks like the new model right here. Does he not? And that's the old model. He looks just like the new one almost. But he can also badass. Can really do some amazing poses for him if we're doing narrative play. Big difference. I love it. I like to break up when I'm sick of seeing the same damn pose, especially there's just, that just beats everything I've seen, just these little ability to move them, So that's our old FARSIGHT model. For those of you that don't know this model, this is not Games Workshop. This is I forget where it's called, the Traitor, Greater Good Traitor, but it's literally Commander Farsight as a. Now the model is made to where this is goes on his arm like this. I think that's ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. So, and his sword so basically he kind of looks like. And he's holding his shield like so. So what I did to him is I magnetized his arms to where he can actually use his shield. He can actually wield the honor blade. If we go ahead and switch these. And like that. So in essence, for like a narrative view, see, we could give him the ability to wield this and against like a big tyrannid or something. For an objective, to retrieve him, show, and because what's cool about magnetizing these, we can make him look like his mech got hurt, you know? He's down. You can take off the honor blade because he's carrying it. Put a cotton thing with some fire LEDs in it, and then, you know, you got to send your crisis suits to come get this guy, you know, pick him up. Use that Shadow Sun, you know, for a narrative play game. It'd be really cool. That's why I get him. I like these little extra characters. But he's also magnetized to his stand. So he's got one here in his foot. I just glued a 3x3 right in the hole there. And that gives him support. I can also make it to where he is so there's a magnet here on his back. To match the wind on his cloak, on the back of his cloak there. He's awesome. I'm still not done painting. He's just base painted, but All right, and now we will look at the new FARSIGHT model. I love the legs on the new FARSIGHT model. These are like much better designs. So we went with a fixed glued leg. But we have, as you can see, this one's protruding. So it's going to be inside on an angle with the that's a 3x3. So there's another one inside there. That one's more than the other one, but it gives a post spinning peg spin. It's very strong. And these don't move. So his pelvis as you can see, so there is no magnet inside there. It's empty. Let's see here. Get some light on there. Okay, now we're going to look at this again. So this one has a kind of a pops in there. Quite tight. You can get a tight fit on here if that's what you're doing here. Now, inside there, you see how that magnet is? And now we have this piece. There's not much room, so this is how it's got to be done. Can move this leg forward. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Games Workshop. Shit. I thought this was all one piece. Okay, so this was tricky because this confusing when you're building it, even in the instructions. So look very closely if you have ordered this. See how that piece up here? This is crazy. Everything was super clean until I get to this bullshit. And then this whole thing was a mess. I had to alcohol bath the hell out of this thing after. Because it just became a mess with this piece. It's a piece that glues on here. And it's a half circle. It's just not... I mean, it looks good after, but... after torturing you... it's just a stupid, crazy little piece. These are two different pieces that I had to glue together. So there's a small magnet in here for his head, in there for his arms, and under for his torso. Like the Cold Star battle suit. This goes into removable here. See these little things here. But these, I'm gonna have to glue these. I was gonna hold off on these until I painted it. So that is the piece that it's literally a glue-on piece, unless you want to clip it and drill through that, and you do like 3x3s, a stack of them with this drilled into his back here, and put a couple in there, and it hold it. But I'll glue it. It's not a big deal for me. So on him, on this leg, there is a magnet here. And I think this is missing. Yeah, this one's missing a magnet. I gotta glue it. But his knife will go here, glued to him. Very small piece. So it's just a little hand magnet drill there to put that in. His arms, they need to be glued in. You could drill it, but it's going to get messy because there's really not as much room in here because you need this on his arm, the magnet for his weapon. So I went ahead and glued that since there isn't change out hands like the Cold Star anyways. And then put one here. This left hand, one here. Now here is it, we do, because we don't have to go in. This is the honor blade hand, so this is the one that needs to be interchangeable. His shield. There's one for his shield. His flamer for under the hand. It's not like the other model. Separate. And his head needs to be re-glued, it looks like. But his head would go on there. Oop. So here's the thing with like this one. So because this part is can be pushed away, his arm, to really give him, you just want to take some of these. I've got a thinner one that's 2mm, 3 by 2mm. Just throw it in there. See, now the arm, it's touching the magnet. It allows it to move a little bit. You can remove it later if you want. It's just maybe to get a certain picture or pose. And to get that out, just pull it back out. So to do the pose, but the thing that's cool about him is he can do all the rest. You can use him for narrative play. He's definitely recommend magnetizing the commander. And see, there's other, I have like a magnet that's right up on the top there. You see? Same here. So to do it, whoop. So adding magnets, I'm just adding another couple in the top of the shield there, is going to give him a whole different range of movements. Even like doing his old kind of doing his old motion, and the old one's doing the new one. Sorry guys. I keep my magnets on what I'm using to hold up the phone. So sorry about the head, but yeah, doesn't take very long. But I wanted to take extra time with him because he's important model for sure.